In this video, I'm going to provide you with some design ideas, something to think about if you're going to rotate a toilet. And people rotate these toilets for a variety of different reasons. So let's go ahead and get started with the minimum building code measurements, which are going to be 30 inches in width or 15 inches from the center of the toilet to the nearest object like a sink or a bathtub. And if you're going to be installing a toilet in a room with two walls, it's going to need to be 18 inches from the center. And of course, it's going to benefit you to check with your local building department to verify the information in this video. And the minimum measurement for in front of the toilet, the furthest protruding point of the toilet to the nearest obstacle or wall, will be 21 inches. So we have a situation here where we have the minimum measurements in between a bathtub and a sink cabinet. So with that said, let's go ahead and rotate the bathroom to get a view from above and then remove the bathtub and the sink to provide us with an example of what it might look like if you move the toilet as far forward as you can, as a possible design suggestion. And you don't need to move it all the way. If you only need to move it a few inches to solve your design problem, then that just might work. And since it's not going to do us much good to leave the toilet over here and rotate it, I'm going to go ahead and switch the sink and the toilet to provide you with an example of the 15-inch minimum measurement at the front corner of the cabinet. And of course, we have the 21 inches and the 15 inches on the other side. And to make this work, we're going to have to extend the length of the bathroom. And I know what some of you are thinking, wait a minute, why don't we move everything over because we got plenty of room here? If all they're asking for is 15 inches off of the center line of the toilet, and we're going to measure that over here. And for those of you wondering where I came up with that argument, it was from one of our viewers who was having a difficult time figuring out that you're not going to have a lot of room right here, even though there's a good possibility that we could fit something like this into our original bathroom. And of course, the next design problem we could run into would be the door opening and closing. Is the door going to hit the toilet when you open or close it? And to solve this problem, you could always install a pocket door, a door that is going to slide into the wall framing if that will work for your project. And again, you can see here where you've got a lot of room if you need to install new plumbing pipes, heating ducts, or electrical, which is the reason why most people are going to be rotating a toilet in the first place. Now, with something like this, you're probably not going to have a problem. If the door is located over here, you could see where the door could swing open in this direction. However, it could still hit the toilet if it swings in this direction here. And another thing that might not be obvious to some of you would be that the minimum measurements aren't working in this area over here. They're working over here. However, they might not be acceptable over here. I don't personally have a problem with this, but that doesn't mean that your local building department won't. And next up, let's just go ahead and relocate some of the fixtures here to provide us with another design option. And that would be to move the toilet forward instead of rotating it to make more room for our plumbing pipes or heating ducts over here. And again, if you don't have to move the toilet very far, it's going to provide you with more room in the front. A 21-inch space from the front of the wall to the toilet could create difficulties. For example, if you have towel bars with towels or other decorative items in front of the toilet hanging on the wall. And my last suggestion would be sticking to the original design. You're not going to have a problem opening the door if it's located in this wall here. However, you could have a problem with a door if it's located over here, but I don't think you're going to have a problem if the door's located over here in this wall. And again, you would only be moving the toilet as far forward as you needed to. And this design will make it a little more difficult to operate the bathtub or the shower water fixture valves. However, you wouldn't have a problem if the fixture valves were located on this side. And something like that is obviously going to be a little bit easier to fix if you're building something new instead of remodeling an older project. In this video, I am going to provide you with something that could save you thousands of dollars in the future if you need to remove or replace any of the sewer pipes located inside your house. And of course, this would be a house with a concrete foundation and not a wood-framed floor. And that would be to try and design any rooms with plumbing in them as close to the house drain or water supply as possible. For example, here we have the sewer drain and then the house drain that leads from the house to the sewer, basically coming off of a bathroom, the laundry room, and right next to the kitchen, where we have a bathtub, toilet, sink, wash machine, dryer, water heater, kitchen sink, and I didn't put the dishwasher in here because this isn't going to really create a problem because of the way it is attached to the plumbing under the kitchen sink. Now, this won't be a normal situation, but if you did have the plumbing coming in from the side of the house, then you could simply rotate the design to fit the plumbing. For example, if it was coming in from the back of the house, you could rotate the design of the floor plan to accommodate the water supply and drainage system. However, if you don't pay attention to what I'm telling you right now and you're designing your own house, and you do end up with a problem with the drain pipes or the water supply pipes that are located underneath the floor slab, then there's a good chance your home is going to end up looking something like this when the plumber needs to cut the concrete slab, remove the soil so that they can replace the pipes. And of course, let's not forget that we're going to need to backfill the area and install some type of rebar dowels. And of course, after the concrete is poured, you can start to put everything back together again. And if you don't like this option, here is another option used by plumbers. Instead of going through the house, they will go around the house. They will dig a trench around the house to install a new sewer pipe. And I realize that this is going to sound a lot easier, but sometimes it won't be, because you might need to remove trees, sidewalks, cut through a driveway or remove the driveway, remove sprinklers or any type of masonry walls. And then when you have cleared a path, you can start digging, install your new pipes, backfill, and then cover it up, and then replace all of the damaged stuff that you needed to remove to install this new pipe. So what's the goal here in your design? If you possibly can, I'm not suggesting just ruining your dream home if this isn't going to work for you. However, by now, you should be at least the tiniest bit motivated to locate as much of the plumbing fixtures you possibly can as close to the incoming drainage and water supply plumbing pipes as possible.